All right, Travis, so we've got the 42 dinghy here. Just let's run through it. Like,
it's not really your standard dinghy. Obviously, steel deck on it and stuff like that. So you know, but yeah, she's a solid little boat. Yeah, this one's 4 mil all over the whole thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it with a console, so it nested sort of perfect on 4 sheets.
Do you want to show us the console?
Yeah, this is just sort of couldn't really fit a tank in under the floor. It would have been too small. So I actually had a tank laying around here that yeah, I just put in front of the console. So yeah, that's in there, and seat as well. So yeah, it's just something I've sort of got a sheet alley and cut up, pressed up, and made sure it was big enough for a couple of 9-inch sounders.
Yeah. Tell us, walk us through the electronics.
Yeah, it's just got 2 of the 9-inch FSs in it. I had them in one of my other boats and they were pretty good, really, for the price of them and what they are. And yeah, just chucked a P66 transducer on it, and yeah, we don't really do much sort of deep stuff out here. This would mainly be for just, you know, enclosed spearfishing and yeah, fishing, you know, 40-50 metres max sort of thing. So
Keep coming around. So actually, I like what you've, this is all kind of custom. I haven't seen any of this, so.
yeah, Jim's pretty dark on this. I didn't, he didn't put any checker plate on the back of his boat, so he's not really happy about that. But yeah, yeah, I just sort of custom the ladders. This is how I've always done my ladders. So at least, like, you know, if you're sitting on the back, you're sort of not sitting on a ladder or bolt sticking up.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have a couple of us sitting on the back and someone driving and put us right on the lump and yep, jump straight in, you know. So.
And then you've got the side sheets extending back, which I think when we cut it, we just sort of cut a whole bunch of green on there.
Yeah, I
so
think
that you could shape it yourself.
Yeah, I think it was like 500-600 green, which actually like worked out really good on sheet sizes. Yeah. And yeah, I sort of drew a couple of designs on it and that, and yeah, sort of had an input from a few other mates and that, and yeah, sort of come up with that, and it seems to work alright. I think the steps sit pretty good in the water.
Yeah. So you just guessed it?
Just guessed it. Yeah. Just winged it.
Yeah, cool.
I did enclose the bottom of them though.
Yeah.
Just in case a bit of drag, so.
Yeah. And I do find, like, when you don't enclose them, sometimes they get like a little gulping sound.
Yeah,
you get like the air pocket in there.
Yeah.
And then you also got to be careful if you have them bigger, like the bigger sort of pods, that they can create buoyancy.
Yeah.
And then sit you up a bit more, which is not great. Like,
yeah.
So engine-wise, this is a second-hand.
Yeah, this is just the old 40 Suzuki that I had on an old tinny here. So I sort of got the boat to suit the outboard. But yeah, it's not really a 40. I sort of sent it down to Perth, and yeah, Perth Marine Tuning, they actually, you know, put I think it's 78 kit in it. So yeah, it's not really a 40, but yeah, I need to go a bigger prop, because when I took it out yesterday, I hit the rev limiter pretty quick.
Oh, it'd be good to test it again. So what, you took it out yesterday, yeah? And you were saying you just needed to like drop it a little bit? Yeah,
sort of when you turned it, laid it right over, a bit of speed, it started just to cavitate straight away. So yeah, dropped it down one hole, and that's like max all the way down now. So do that, and I guess if that doesn't do it, might look at sort of a cav plate for it or something like that, or I might have to chop a bit of that RHS out and yeah, drop it down a bit.
Yeah.
But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Should be right.
So with drainage, what do you got?
Oh yeah, in the deck, I had scuppers in one of my other boat, and I never really liked them. They don't really seal up that well. So I did it on Jim's boat. We got a couple of Welding aluminium bungs. So yeah, just on the deck, just ground and flush and put them in there, it's good, because if I did have scuppers on this, they'd probably be underwater the whole time. So the bungs worked out perfect on this.
Yeah, so that like Jim's boat was 6530 HT. The deck should sit like 150 mil above waterline, and it's still like, the idea is if everybody rushes to the back corner, the scupper still shouldn't go underwater. Yeah. But if you're reversing and stuff, they always kind of like, water gets in everywhere.
Yeah, it makes its way in. So, you know, with this little thing, you know, if I did get water on the deck or whatever, you know, you can always, you know, just take the bungs out and take off, and the water will always come to the back. So, yeah, you can get it out. So that's mainly just why, yeah.
Yeah, fully sealed deck. I know you haven't got floor coverings in yet. Any thoughts on what you're going to do there?
Nah, well, I've been putting carpet in sort of all my boats. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I might put some actual proper decking in on this thing.
Some like U-deck or something? Or?
Yeah, something like that. I'll see. I'll have to. Being here in Geraldton, it's a little bit hard. You know, if down in Perth, it's quite easy. But yeah. You have to run the boat down there and get someone to do it down there. Yeah. But there's other options, you know, you can get the sort of cheap eBay stuff and chuck it down, and I guess, yeah.
So there is a bit of an option on that where you can, and some places will do it for you, where we can send them the file, because we've obviously got all of that as like a DXF.
Oh, yeah.
So we send them the files, they'll cut out in clear plastic, and they'll cut out all the parts. You come in, you lay them on, and then you kind of mark them up, and you go, hey, no, I've got a hinge here, this needs 10 mil off it, kind of thing. Yeah, okay. And then you send it back to them, and then they'll make the changes to the file and they cut it, and then they send you a kit that you then lay it on yourself.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I'd probably have to do that with that console, obviously. Yeah, just cut out around that, but yeah, that's sure. another option. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Because with those as well, yeah, you want most of the cut, especially all like the internal stuff, like nicely cut with router, like any sort of, I don't know, logos or whatever. Yeah. But like the outsides you can, because it's just like EVA basically, you can just trim them like with a Stanley kind of thing. So if something is, you need to trim it a little bit, like you can do it.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people flush that top weld off, and you know, there's lots of ways of doing it, but you know, you do a nice weld, I don't really see the point in sort of flushing it off and grinding it off, so yeah. I like to leave a lot of welds on there if I can.
Well, it's kind of showing like you're working basically, showing that it is welded.
Yeah, well, yeah, and you just create more work for yourself as well, you know, sanding it all off and then sort of trying to blend that in and make it look nice is another issue as well. Yeah. So at least if you just leave the weld there and clean up a stop-start here and there, it's sort of, yeah.
So what's the main use case for this, for you?
For this, probably just summer times, you know, knock off when you got 3-4 hours sunlight, you can head out and shoot a fish or go for a dive, grab some crays, and then also down the coast, shack down there, so we go down there for, you know, a few weekends here and there, so this is perfect for that, beach launching, and you know, you don't have to go out far there either. So, yeah.
Would you trust this in full offshore?
Yeah. Even after yesterday Arvo, there's talks of running over the Brollos Island. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll go that far, but yeah, we'll push it to its limits. Yeah.
So tell us about the name Offcuts.
Oh, yeah, Offcuts. Well, that boat previously I built didn't come with any of the extrusions and stuff like that. So sort of my mate who ordered the kit, he sort of had to source all that, and yeah, he got a bit trigger happy, and yeah, bought a lot of extra stuff that he didn't really need. So had a lot here lying around. So when I did order the kit through you guys, I'd said, oh, don't worry about the extrusions, or I've got enough here. So pretty much just used it off, all the offcuts off his boat, and yeah, a little bit of gyms, and yeah, there wasn't really much there off gyms, but yeah, so like all the half round and you know, the RHS and sort of stuff like that was all, and a part of the console was just all offcuts from that other boat. So yeah, just named it Offcuts.
So do you want to walk us through quickly how you designed the console and all the sort of specs of it?
Yeah, well, it was obviously just to sort of accommodate that tank up the front as well. You know, that was a big one really. The console itself's nothing, you know, over the top, just sort of made it wide enough so you can still get around it and still have some decent sounders in it.
Yeah, I mean this was pretty good, like plenty of space to sort of walk around, and you could sit probably two kids on the front of that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's just good, like you can have someone fishing up the front, someone down the side and someone in the corner as well. You know what I mean? Like you've got the whole thing, really. You know, and if it's rough, we'll put a sea anchor out and sort of drift sideways. So yeah, there's for a little boat, there's plenty of room on it. Yeah.